The goal today is to kick off a new Legends mod campaign. We want to give it another run. I've been getting my butt kicked a lot at this mod. We're on 1502. We have a patch in place for some of the nomads issues that are present in 1502. And we're going to give it a go and try to survive. I'm going to play careful and somewhat slow. The most luck I've had so far on this start is with the Rangers mod, or the Rangers Origin, sorry, which is Outdoorsman. Not everybody likes the Rangers, but some backgrounds that are outdoor specific do. There's some information in the wiki as to which backgrounds that is, but it's hunters and different types of bowmen, wild people, and a few others. Expert scouts, that we move faster on the campaign map and we get good scouting reports, and that we need to keep at least one of our two starting characters who are going to be a ranger and a druid alive. We're going to name this Run Through the Grove. Typing with one hand, sorry. Keepers. And we're going to enable permanent destruction. We're going to use a nice rangery archery banner. And we're going to play veteran, medium, and Iron Man. In theory, this is going to be similar to Vanilla Expert, but we'll see. And I would say from my results thus far, it's pretty difficult. If you pick the wrong battles, you die. A lot of it has to do with the cap on the size of your party, and that you need to build renown to level that up. We're going to enable all trade buildings. We're going to leave the map sliders in the default positions, although reading on the release notes, in theory, you can still monkey with these, but I've found them to be sufficient so far. We're going to go with the Battle Sisters as specific backgrounds so that we have specific female backgrounds and characters, and we're going to leave everything else defaulted. And off we go. All right, here we go. The council set us out 3 months ago in all directions from the grove. They wouldn't tell us what we were looking for exactly, only that we would know the signs of destruction when we saw them. Before you can finish your thoughts, a snapping of twigs and branches precedes a hulking mass barreling from the tree line. A bear, almost double the height of your own, lunges at your body, not only to knock you off balance and downslope. Pine cones batter your clothes and sharp branches lance your body. As the bear clumsily gives chase, you spy a broken wall built into the bottom of the slope and make a leap for the platform above it. A sudden creak and snap reveals its true nature. This is not flat ground, this is a roof. A very old one at that. You fall with the grace of a drunk bird through the roof and onto a table where a very angry wild man locks eyes with yours. Your motion for silence, and the bear peers through the hole. With a huff, the beast turns around and goes in search of an easier meal. After a heated argument that almost comes to blows, you offer the disgruntled druid information on your cause. With a similar huff and snort, the druid wanders towards the door, gathering what little they have along the way. Perhaps more ground can be covered with two of nature's guardians. Let's take a look at our two starting characters. We have a ranger. He's got 10 resolve from being a player character, 5 range skill from steady hands. He's a survivor. And he is also athletic. Good buff on range skill, on range defense, and fatigue. So we're going to level him up. We're going to take those buffs and follow along with them. Although I want to make sure he's rather fast, so we're going to bump up his initiative as well. Go range skill again, range defense, and range skill again. Or initiative. On the perks, we're going to take Summon Hound so we can get a magical hound for basically every battle. And we're going to go with Poacher's Arm. So we're going to upgrade our ability with the bow. We also get Pathfinder, and anybody that joins our group that is also an outdoorsman will get Pathfinder as well. Then we have Arnold the Druid. We'll take a look at his stats. We're going to frontline him. So let's take a look at his buffs. He's also a survivor. He has a fear of nobles. He's annoyed, and it has a bonus on resolve. His buffs on skills aren't that great. He's got range skill, fatigue, and resolve. In that sense, we're going to bump him on those talents right off the bat, fatigue and range skill. And I think we're going to buff his melee defense because initially he is going to be our melee. We're going to go with the same buffs again. But here, we're going to bump him on resolve. My goal with him is going to be to get him a staff as early as possible and go with staff block, I think. But we're going to have to see. So off the bat, because he's going to be at least potentially our frontline guy, we're going to give him Colossus to bump his health. And we're going to hold off taking his second perk until we see where we get to. If we have to start fighting too quickly, we might grab some sickle skills. Looks like we're rather far in the north. So we're going to start searching for civilization. Get up on some hills. Expand out our view a bit. I think we got a mountain range to our south. Also take a quick look at our stash. We're going to toss the extra arrows on the ranger, and we're going to toss the bandages on our druid. I think we got a town up here to the northeast. Take a look quickly at our faction relations. We're cold with House Frankmuth because they've heard rumors we were poaching. We have House Grundig and House Rumholt, and we are neutral across the board. So this is the cold relations faction, but we are neutral to the town. They have disappearing villagers. Take a look at the tavern. Sounds like a heirloom has been stolen. Don't have anybody with a real outdoorsman background in the higher queue. Let's see what this single contract is. Do we believe in monsters? I think right off the bat we want to fight any monsters. We're going to take this travel quest. It's going to take a little time to think about it. So they're not giving us a good price on our furs. Now our druid has the hide and bone armor, but it's over top of a sackcloth. I think we want to get that bumped up. Give him the benefit of a bit more protection. His helmet's over an Akaton cap. We also have a hood on our ranger. Unfortunately, they don't have a staff available for us to arm up with. The reason I want that staff is because the perk for it has a really nice melee and range defense bonus. Let's check the weaponsmith. No such luck. Gonna take the contract. We're gonna travel. And we're heading south, which is really what I wanted to do, which is to get us into more bandit territory so that we can level up a little bit with some easier foes, because just about everything else has been kicking my butt in this mod. We're going to take the 8 contracts. Ambition. We have made it to Sandburg. At 220 crowns and some experience, they are now well supplied. Have a look in their marketplace. Still nothing on the staff front. They're not giving us a good price on furs. We have a 2 crown contract available. Let's take a look at who we might hire. Looks to be mostly fishermen, beggars and vagabonds, a couple thieves. Gonna pass on those. Let's take a look and see if we have any other decent upgrades to our armor that we might want to layer on in addition. We should have fully repaired that hide. Just thick tunics. We could throw a straw hat on the archer, but sometimes you gotta worry about aesthetics too, I think. We're gonna listen to the contract. We're going to keep on traveling because we'll get paid and given provisions to discover more of the map. And a decent batch of crowns and some experience. Have a look inside. nice staff available. Giving us a good price on our furs. We're going to sell our furs. We're going to purchase the staff. We're going to get that on Arnold the Druid. We're also going to give him the staff block, which should give us 16 melee and range defense, which is a nice buff. That's kind of my role-playing theory of a druid and how he might fight. See if we can. We're not going to sell our sickle for anything decent, so we're going to go ahead and recycle that. Let's take a look at who we might hire. A little more expensive in this town. Caravan hand. We'll take a look and see if caravan hand is considered a outdoorsman. Jumping on the wiki, which you can't see. Doesn't really have that outdoorsman trait that we would want, where he'd get the free Pathfinder buff. We could bring on Eckbert, the hunter. He would have the trait that we'd be looking for. 2 bowmen and a druid as our initial might be a little tougher than we're looking to go with. I think based on fate and where we stand, I'm going to try him out and see what his skills are. He's tiny, which isn't terrible because it gives us a ranged defense, and he's ambitious. I'm going to give it a go. We'll try 2 archers and the druid starting out. So he has bonuses on melee skill, not on ranged, but on both of his defensive skills. He's decent. He does have a hunting bow, which is nice. We're not going to flop that over to Nolholt Konold, because his perk is only for smaller bows, where he gets the 12 range skill buff. And we automatically got Pathfinder and Ebert because he has that outdoor talent. So, let's see. Wearing a simple leather tunic with a thick tunic and a simple leather jacket. Hood. We're going to grab him, at the very least, I think, a dagger. Oh, we'll just put the sickle on his belt, just in case. We're going to get him a second quiver of arrows. We're also going to hire the dog, so that we can have a few more characters in melee. Let's see if we can pick up that thing. Looks cool. Nothing lucky on dog armor. Wonder why that Gambison is 625. Same stats, and these are 313. It's kind of interesting. I think we're going to bump up our druid's base armor to the Gambison. We have an extra thick tunic. We're going to keep it that way. We have quite a bit of cash. I think we can afford, if there are any other armor parts in the marketplace. These padded leather are pretty effective and cheap. So we could drop and upgrade the archer's body armor to padded. Now we have a cheap Gambison here too. 253, 425. We're just going to do the padded leather armor. Swap that in on Ebert. Really hard name to say. Just name him something that I can say more easily. Arnold and Cunnold will be enough. Alright, we're going to set these both up to be recycled the next time we salvage. I think we need to go off and find something to fight. We're going to head back to Thurn and see if we can pick up any contracts and hopefully murder some bandits. Take a quick look and see if they have anything interesting. Ragamald the Younger's turning an apple in his hand. He seems frustrated with it, almost as if he wishes it were something else, like a valuable trinket or perhaps just a tastier fruit. Have you ever lost something you've loved? You shrug and answer. There was this girl. The man shakes his head. No, not some woman. More important, because I have. Thieves stole my lockbox. How they managed to get it is beyond me. But I know if I set you on them, I'll be having what is rightfully mine back where it belongs. Isn't that right? Or have I been misled as to the quality of your services? Stock pay. We'll accept that offer because we need the cash right now. But we have, because we're not paying for our two guys, we have some space. But I also want to start succeeding in contracts to fulfill that initial ambition. So we have a poacher, a war dog, a few bandit rabble, and another poacher. Or a rabble poacher. We also have some thugs down here. A few brigand raiders. That is too much for us at the current time. We don't want them reinforcing. That's no good. I like the scouting that this origin has. Makes them rather effective. We're going to try to circle around them and get back to our quarry. Don't want to fight them on at night because of our reliance on ranged guys. I want to kind of stay away from that. Hopefully we can get here just around morning and have hopefully lost the other brigands. Have we? Like there might be another batch. Let's get these guys quick and done. So get them alone. Maybe we'll run to Lemberg and see if we can get some assistance. Take aim shots. Be somewhat of a sure thing. Nice. Good dog. Looks like the rest of them are running. I think we're going to have a chance to catch them. Basic equipment, but that's okay. That's the initial group that chased us. Well, it looks like there is another group. Oh, they're old tracks, I think. Ooh, we don't want any of that. Get on the road and run. I said this mod has been kicking my butt, so I am going to run away and try to survive as much as possible. It's like he's going after the bandits. See if we can sneak in here, get paid. Which we did. Don't really have anything we need. Let's set these both to recycling. We're gonna head back northish. See what we can find. That maybe is a little less deadly to us at the current time. Got airlock. Get in before nightfall, we did. They are in the ceremonial season. During the ceremonial season, large amounts of incense are used by the temples. The demand and prices for incense are at an all-time high. Nothing interesting we can add to our armoring. We'll look at their contract. A bird is perched on Bennett the Elder's window. The man seated points at it. I wonder if that's how they got in. The brigands, I mean. I think they must have snuck through a window and then right back out. That's how they got away with my idol of fertility. The man slowly rises and stalks across the room. He crouches about ready to pounce on the bird, but the creature scatters before the man can so much as flinch. Damn. He returns to his seat, wiping his hands as if he worked up a sweat during his attempted avian ambush. My task is simple, sellsword. Bring my property back to me. Kill the brigands too, if you wouldn't mind. Let's talk pay. Take it. We can track him down by morning. Not going down in the direction where everything wanted to kill us. Could be a little dangerous getting away from the towns during the night here. You see them, mostly poachers and rabble. Son of a gun. Don't really want that. I don't know that we're going to be able to do anything about not wanting that. Circle down. They're still on us. I don't think those tracks are the quarry. Like, ooh, that is not good either. Could end up sandwiched between them. And try to go around the hills. We need to get out of this sort of southern portion of the map, because everything down here is a little bit too deadly for us right now. We may run out of time. Not exactly certain what the time limit is on this particular contract, but I know I've timed out before. Marching through the sand dunes for days has built up a lot of grit in the boots of the men. A few take pause, emptying out their shoes, while others reveal that their feet have been ground raw. This is a hellish landscape, it seems, no matter if it's sun above or the sands below. It's all out to get you. All right. With the belly aching. There we go. Don't spawn anything. Damn it. Hyena's coming in to kind of third party us. No good. We'll be able to get over those hills. We can put some distance. Trying to get these thieves. I think we're far enough away that we can try to take them. We just get them. Good. All right. 3 on. Take it. Nice. One shot. Dog is doing some business. Want his knife. That loot. Put those daggers. Okay, so we get the opportunity to do some armor collection on fleeing folks. Sort everything here. In particular that we require. Now we have to intelligently run away. I think to the north here we should find a road that we can take back. Hopefully stay out of the line of hyena fire. I think just with 2 bowmen that the odds that the hyenas would kick our ass is pretty high. Like we found another town in the process. There's some other mob of beasts coming for us. Let's take a look in Eichenberg just to find out. They have disappearing villagers. I would kind of bet they're being eaten by hyenas. Nothing all that interesting. We're not getting particularly good prices on our bows, which I would usually sell instead of salvage. All right. Get on the road. Bennett the Elder's resting his legs on 2 dogs, each one passed out atop the other. These beasts could rip out my throat, yet look at them. How does that happen? I didn't even train them. Someone else did. I'm a stranger to them, yet they are. You place the artifact on the man's table and slide it across. He leans forward, takes it, and then places it under his desk. When his hand returns, he's got a satchel in hand. He tosses it over. As promised, good work, sellsword. Okay. We're going to head back a little further north to try to get out of this more dangerous territory. Signs of battle. Have a look in Schwartbuck. Or in a rebuilding effort. They've been recently raided, and they have disappearing villagers. Take a look at the marketplace. Same prices for our bows. See what the contract is. Yeah, we're not gonna take a beast hunt right now. We can keep on going north to Seeditch. Or we can explore a bit more of the map and head east here to find out what we can discover. Come across a goatskin tent beside the road. The hide tarps have been dipped in purple dyes, and there are fresh daisies twisted into knots of matted goat hair. An old woman with a hunchback stands outside with her hands clasped and hanging. She sizes you up and down with withered eyes. Ah, a sellsword. No, a captain of sellswords, or perhaps something more. You smell of a strange odor, and not just that of a man. Do you wish to have your fortune told? She gestures to the inside of the tent. You see a number of long cards laid face down across the table. Let's have our fortune told. You step inside the tent. A concerned Ebern looks in as the folds close and the rest of the world out. I didn't read that right, but whatever. The old woman lights a candle and carries it to her seat. Ironically, her olden shapes take further prominence in the dark as shadows find crevices you never knew could exist on a person, and her skin brims with lightning brought permanence. She immediately starts flipping cards and speaking. Defeat, speculation, doubt. Poorly painted knights come and go, their limbs askew in bizarre poses. More defeat, but also victory, many victories. You forgot weakness, you grow tired of its contagious nature, you become powerful. Strength is survival. Strength is survival, and there you are, old, and you die. Raising an eyebrow, you grab the last card and slide it into the light. You see a man with a long gray beard sitting in a chair. You tell the woman you've never really been able to grow a beard, and she snuffs the candle out and shoos you out of the tent. I should stop shaving. Based on my luck with this Legends mod so far, I don't know if I am in for a long and worthy life. And we're getting more back into the southern biome again. Let's check out Brunstadt. A couple contracts. They have ambushed trade routes and are in a rebuilding effort. See if we can pick up any buffs. Nothing all that interesting yet. We're going to lose all our food in a day. I think we're going to pick up some grain for now. And then see if the contracts help us out. They're going to give us good prices on our bows compared to what everybody else had to offer. So we're going to sell that off along with the arrows. And we'll take a batch of grain. Let's take a look at the contracts. Okay. Jocelyn the trade master looks out his window. We both know that brigands and the gods know what else are terrorizing these parts, and they are all quite fond of the roads. After a particularly bad run, my old caravan guards lost the heart for the job. Now I need someone else to watch my shipment. Next one out is going to Schwartbuck to the west, maybe a day or so from here. Does that sound like a place you'd be paid to go to? Gonna take his offer. Or we're going to take some time to think and check out the other contracts. Frontliak the wise pours himself a drink, stares at the cup, and pours himself some more. He seems to drain it in one gulp before belching his news. Brigands killed Welching and his whole family. Can you believe that? I know you don't know who they are, but they were a well-liked family in these parts, and I'm sure you can already imagine, but I want these brigands done with. I spent half my men just finding their camp. Now I'm ready to spend, some of my crowns for you to go kill them. Are you interested? He gesticulates with his hands, pointing at his fingers as if counting something, but it means nothing to you. Judging from experience, this is good payment for the task. You are to receive 390 crowns when the contract is done. I'm going to take that. Okay. Let's check out the tavern. We have the training hall. We have quite a bit of cash, far more than we need to support our troops. We're going to give a veteran's lessons to Ebern. He's going to get 35% experience gain on the next 3 battles. I think that's good enough for the moment. So, gotta go kind of deeper into the grasslands, which could be dangerous. Try to get there by morning. So we got a brigand poacher, a few war dogs, some bandit rabble, a bandit rabble poacher. Should be doable. Try to get a little more vision from up on these hills. Till morning. Ten of them is going to be a little bit of a trick. What we need to do is get our other archer free. See if our dog attacks the other dog. He does not. This could be rather bad for us. hit on him. Spoke too soon. That was a good finish. Can't really get back on the bow. Trying to get some distance so we can shoot. We may lose our archer for a second. Good, survived. Really great odds. We're going to take our best shot. Nice. So he's got better armor. This is here. We're going to go after the worst armored guy who's already dented to try break some more morale. Our archer's morale broke. Both of our archers' morale broke. Interesting. You could use your fancy footwork. Wow. Go for the ranged guys because there's probably no saving the ranger. Oof. That was a fatality. He would have normally survived that wound. Or the kill. We're gonna go with the confident guy with the worst armor. Nice hit. Can we break the last two bandits? Switch over to the dagger. Gets hit hit by his own guy. Oh, good old one-shot got decapitated. Everyone got beaten to a pulp. We get back Kunald's armor. Probably because it was his head that was the killing blow. And we got some nice bows. So that's going to make it kind of tough. Gonna take a break. Be back in a... Alright, that was pretty rough. We lost our 2 archers, including the ranger. And our sole survivor is Arnold the druid. Can we rise from those particular ashes? I am not sure. But we can try. So we will try to get back to civilization, find a few more outdoorsmen to potentially join us. We're going to up his fatigue. We're going to up his ranged defense. I think we're going to take his ranged attack because eventually he may become a ranged player. Thinking about the 2nd level buff, staff spins, which I think if we're going to stay staff focused, we take staff spins. Now we need to get back to Brunstadt and civilization. I think we want to get to the north and get into a forested town and try to find an archer or 2. Frontliak the Wise sips his goblet and nods. You know I don't take kindly to your sort, but you did a good job, mercenary. Munderick reported to me before you even got here that all the brigands have been slain. It was some mighty fine work by the way he describes it. And well, he heaves his satchel onto the desk. Here's some mighty fine pay as promised. You gain 390 and resolve the ambush trade routes. If we have a master archer, that's way out of our league. Poachers would be outdoorsmen. We could bring on Thieu de Mares. Alderman the Deer Hunter. It's 15 a day. What's his tryout? 100? Yeah, we got rocked. There were just too many. So we need to do that. To do this again, we're going to need a definite frontline guy to try to balance out the fact that Arnold is really kind of a support attack in terms of melee. Alderman the Deer Hunter. There's a couple hunters here. Could not be terrible for us. Let's give Aldid Mram. That's another weird name. Give him a tryout and see how he is. He's seductive. He's predictable. He's got 2 in melee, 1 in ranged, 2 in melee defense. Not really the best bowman in terms of setup. He's kind of all we have. I think beggars can't be choosers might be the name of the day here. Alternatively, we could try this poacher. Try him out. Doesn't really have any ranged skills in particular either. I think for the moment, I'm going to try Thieu de Mares. See how things go. So decent attack skills. Put him in the back line. We give him the hunting bow. 2 quivers of arrows, and a dagger. He currently has a leather jacket on linen tunic. We give him the ranger's armor. See if he can live up to it. We'll break this stuff down in case that becomes useful. See how we look. We have enough tools. We actually didn't really take that much of a beating. Arnold. Let's have a look at the 2-skill contract. A cowl-shaded man hisses at you, his teeth and nose winking momentarily from the dark of his hood. You've no time for lepers or jokers and demand the man to get out of your way. Instead, he starts talking. My master requires your services. He's heard of your exploits. Follow me, and I shall take you to him. You rest your hands on the handle of your sword and nod. You'll find Jocelyn the trade master closing up a box. He quickly glances up as though he's been caught with his pants down. Sellsword, thank you for coming. He locks them and latches with a few quick snaps. Then he pats the crate a few times, even leans on it as though it needed one more fat latch. This here cargo has to be delivered safely to Sandburg. A man by the name of Leinhard the Wise is waiting for it. I do not believe the task will be easy, as the cargo is rather precious to certain people who'd go to great lengths to acquire it, which is why I'm turning to a man of your experiences. Are you interested in doing this for me? 80 credits. We'll take it. Sandburg was a short distance away, if I recall correctly. You have no injuries. I'm going to give Dudemare's veterans lessons, so if we get into anything, hopefully we gain some quick experience. How's the mood? I think he liked the ranger very much, so I don't think he minded that he died. Probably should check that town, but I think we recently checked it to see if there's anybody interesting to hire. I think we got a lot of activity up here. See if we can shoot through. After some looking, a man asks who you're looking for. When you say Leinhard the Wise, he points you towards a nearby paddock where a man is strutting about on a rather opulent-looking horse. You can walk on over. The man rears the steed and asks if that's the cargo that Jocelyn the trade master sent. You nod. Leave it there at your feet and I'll come get it. You don't. Instead asking about your pay, the man sighs, whistles to the bodyguard, who hurries over. See to it that the sellsword gets the pay he deserves. Finally, you put the crate on the ground and make your leave. This is mostly fishermen and vagabonds last time. Same basic breakdown. We have terrified villagers, a local holiday. We're nearly fully repaired, but we may not have the tools, so I'm going to jump into camp and start to salvage some of that equipment. I keep this thick tunic around just in case we do pick anybody up. Also, I'm going to keep the leather jacket around just in case we want to buff anybody. fully repaired. Shift both of them to salvage. We have picked up 7 units of tool. I want to get moving before it gets too much later. Graves in the cemetery. I don't think they're interested in that one. I'm worried about that being zombies, and we're not ready. Kind of level back up. Let's go check out Phil's Moose. It's in the forest. Hopefully we get some outdoors type people. I think Reynald would be the only one that qualifies as an outdoorsman. It's not very expensive. Go to 14 crowns a day if we bought or hired him. We have a few days of crowns. We might have a little bit we could also sell if we wanted to. But we just got our butts kicked with 2 archers and 1 front guy. We don't really have the cash to try him out and hire him. We have in ways of contracts. Not interested in the cemetery task right now. So that's it. This road pretty much runs to the north and south. If we keep going north, we're going to get into, if there's stuff to that direction. So let's go off road a little bit. See if we can find our way across where that road picks up. Looks like we're hitting some potentially mountainous territory. Picked up on the road. Signs of civilization. We find an abandoned wagon amongst some tall reeds. Theo Damaris checks it out and barks back. It's broke as shit, but I think we can salvage parts of it. And 15 tools and supplies. I think everybody here is probably going to be too expensive for what we use. I'll double check. So he did pick up the Pathfinder perk. to make sure that didn't require the ranger to be alive. Rufus is in here. So we need to keep half an eye. Pick up a dog. Nothing. Weak. We need to find some civilian habitats and see if we can still pick up some brigand quests. Five thralls and a warhound. No, I don't know if we're ready for that. Wait a second. Just gonna kind of do this for the experience, and maybe we'll grab a bit of loot. Picked up a little. Branch in the road. Let's follow where the traffic's coming from. Bubble now. Pretty deep in the wilderness. gonna pick up a warhound. It's 2 rounds in terms of work. We should still have a gambus underneath, right? Yep. I think we could use bone and hide. Expensive salt. Listen to the contracts. We can return to Sandberg. Got 110. Gonna take that. Let's see what the other one is. I'm gonna run 3 days to the northeast and then have to come back for the Sandberg contract. How many crowns? I'm gonna take that offer. Decline that one. And accept this one. Take a look at what we have. Really just looking for a wild man or a wild woman. Would probably be preferable here. Although we might not be able to afford them. Where are we heading? At least in the north, maybe we can get some like wild men, barbarians, that type of thing. As you walk along the roads, a throng of ragged-looking men speed past you. They clear off the path and jump down into an embankment and hide behind a wall of bushes. With the shrubbery still swaying, another group of men soon appears. Before the first man even speaks, you already know what's coming. Apparently, some laborers had agreed in union to abandon a project over what the pursuing overseers simplify as issues. They ask if you have seen these ne'er-do-wells. Oh, they're right over there. Overseers nod and draw clubs and pitchforks and even some nets. They scramble off the road and converge onto the bushes like a bunch of raiders with a wagon. It's a wild, though one-sided fight. Men are beaten and battered like fish in a bush. Even far up the hillside, you can hear the unmistakable clonking of wood on skull. You see one man fatally stabbed with a spear, perhaps the resolution of a conflict of a somewhat more personal manner. When the battle ends, the head overseer returns to you, a line of prisoners behind him looking rather worse for wear. He hands you a purse of coins, clapping you on the shoulder and thanking you for keeping order. I'll take 50 crowns. Blood for money is kind of what we do. Looks like we have made it without any issue. The wagon train drives into Hesjegar, each cart bumbling and tumbling their tall wheels over mounds of dried mud. The caravan hands work to unload the cargo, a few of them fighting off a beggar or two. The leader of the train hands you a satchel, and that's about all he does. He's too busy with his work to say much more to you, and the silence is appreciated. You gain 390 crowns and 166 experience, and Hesjegar is well supplied. We happen to level up? We did. Maraz, I'm going to give him more ranged initiative. Level up his fatigue. You take Poacher's arm and upgrade his ability with short bows, which we don't have one to give him, because I sold it. We could give him alert, which would be a 20% bump to initiative. I think we're going to go there so he acts early and fast. Up to 121. See what we have as far as potential added troops. We just got so rocked with, I think, Luke the Blessed. We'll try him out. He's impatient. That's okay. He's a survivor. We're going to hire Luke the Blessed. He's got melee and defense, range defense. I think he will be a valuable addition to our merry band. Okay, he doesn't have the greatest equipment. I think we're going to move the ranger's armor up onto him. We're going to put the thick tunic and leather jacket onto Damaris. I'm going to put the patch leather cap on Damaris and a simple hood. So he's a lumberjack. His perks are going to probably center around axe or saw. We have the option of picking up a saw. We have one, actually. No shields available. Alright, so we're gonna repair the saw instead, because we may want to take that as a buff should we make it to that point. We'll leave the axe on him for now. Interesting. Scion the Blade's Trinity. If that's a triple flail. You step into Torlif, the counselor's room, and he shoves a map into your face. I'm in need of a soldier and explorer, Soulsword. I think you're just the man to be both in one. Now, before you accuse me of being cheap by not hiring both vocations, let me just say I have plenty of crowns for you to earn in doing this for me. What is it? Well, I know of a place by the name of the Hill People Tomb, but I know not where it is, other than it resides to the northwest of here in the stripe of land called World's Rim. Find it, draw its place on the map, and you get the pay for both a soldier and an explorer. I'm going to take your offer. Not far to the northwest. We have grains and dried fruits. We have at least 3 days of food. So we are going to head to the northwest. Fortunately, the road looks to go in that direction too. Large citadel. Let's just take a look inside so we know what's there. And 12 days of cash. We're going to grab the full Aketon cap. We're going to make that the base layer on Arnold. And just rotate some hats around. Alright. It feels like we'll keep moving down in this direction. We need to find the world's rim. It's awful close. I don't think this counts as a world's rim, and we're actually going east. Whoops. I'm going to drop in and buy one more batch of food, just in case. And sell the bludgeon just to buff our cash up a little bit. Found the world's rim. And we found the Hill People tomb. It's already time to return to Taroth the Counselor, as the Hill People's tomb was easier to find than you figured. Marking it on your map, you pause, chuckle, and shake your head. As soon as we figured out what direction west was, a little more unknown map. You come to Taroth the Counselor's room, a fresh map in hand. He takes it from you, looks it over. Well then, I'd mind to think this was a spot too easy, but an agreement is an agreement. He hands you a satchel weighed with precisely what is owed. So, I'll take a quick run back up. When starting out, the world saw you for what you were, ambitious, armed with a weapon. Everyone has a dream, and about half those men have weapons on them. You were not unique, not outstanding, not even particularly dangerous if you're giving your old self a good look in the eye, but you made it. The doors shut in your face, the attempts at haggling that lost you good deals, the spitting, so much spitting. It's a cold world, and you dared to warm your own damn self. And you succeeded. Contracts under your belt, contracts on the horizon, they're blurring together. A culture of victory has started to wash over the Grove Keepers, and you've good reason to be proud of your command of it. I'd sell 25 items of trading goods. You can give it a shot. Is there anything worthwhile here? Now we can get up to 6 men, too. Which is great. So if we have anybody else, bring on another archer, but that would almost bankrupt us. Now we're at 20 crowns a day, so we need to be a little more careful. Beast Slayer, I think, is an outdoorsman as well. Just to confirm, we did get Pathfinder on the Lumberjack, which means he fits our spec. So what I wanted to do is take a run to the north again to that citadel. With every battle your sellsword fights, the renown of the company grows. As fame rises, more people, and not just sellswords, will be looking to join the Grove Keepers. Perhaps it's time the company takes on another follower. Have cash to Lord Retine at the moment. I am interested in trying to equip our lumberjack a little bit better. I'm going to grab him a shield. It takes us down to 12 days. We're going to grab him a helmet. Helmet on over top. Shield. Make him slightly more survivable. I'm going to go down and check out that second contract at Hestiger. Probably moderate murder in that pronunciation too, but it's kind of an odd spelling for what it's worth. We are now recognizing up to 300. We can do the 6 guys. At 500, we'll get another roster size increase. We're going to move into Hestiger. Torlif the counselor shoves a sizable crate into your hands before he or you even says a word. Look at that cargo. The cargo I need delivering has already found someone to ship it off. What a wonder. He drops the theatrics. I need that taken to Phil's Moose, where a man by the name of Sven of Phil's Moose is waiting for it. It may look small, but I'm willing to pay good crowns to be sure it gets there safe and sound. You interested, or is it a little too heavy for your arms? How many crowns are we talking about? We'll take it. Because we want to head south anyways. Got paid a bit for it. Smooth is rather far for 80 crowns. We need to keep an eye out for trade goods once we have a little money built up. We're going to go cross country here. Discover a bit more of the map as we go. Stay to the north of the swamp if we can. Buff for moving through swamp. 5%. Orc marauders. You berserkers and warriors. Running from company. After some looking, a man asks who you're looking for. When you say Savin of Filsmos, he points you towards a nearby paddock where a man is strutting about a rather opulent-looking horse. We got that event before. I'm not going to read the rest. Nice if they randomize some of that a little bit. Sandberg is scourged by cutthroats, bandits, and the highwaymen. Kind of what we're looking for. Alright, so we have a decent base. We should be fine with provisions for a bit. We have 9 days of pay. We have quite a bit of tools. It might be worthwhile to bump up from the leather jacket we have on our archer. That's Rufus. The bulldog, if you heard that bark. I assume it picked up on the mic. I'm not sure if it's under the noise gate or not. We can pick up a cheap padded armor and put it over top. It's his base. His base is a thick tunic. You can also upgrade to the dark tunic, which I think is the same. Now it's 5 more than the thick. It's not much of a change. For the financial distress it might put us in. Let's see what the contracts are. Another cargo hauling in Seeditch. It's a short distance. And secondarily, an audacious act of thievery. Accept that contract. But I think that's where we're going to call it off. I'm going to save this. I'm going to deal with my distressed bulldog who wants some attention. And probably pick this up later. We're still surviving. It's unfortunate we lost our ranger. But you can't necessarily see where the game's going to take you. So if you're watching now, thanks for watching. If you're watching this later on VOD, either on Twitch or on YouTube, thanks for watching then. And we are going to pick it up another time. Have a good day.